the survival scroll. Cut that bitch off. You fucking income fucking poop. Cut that bitch off. Fucking income fucking poop. Cut that bitch off. Cut that bitch off. You fucking income fucking poop. Cut that bitch off.
Hello, Jessica, and whoever else is here. I decided to go live because I had several choices, and this was the easiest of all of them. You get what I'm saying? I'm taking the path of least resistance here. Because I just don't feel like working very hard at anything right now. Maybe because it's a holiday, you know? Maybe it's because I'm going to be kept up till like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning by people shooting off mortars. I don't know. But I don't care. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I'm not upset by fireworks, you know, like and shooting guns off and stuff. That's not something that I complain about. Anyway, yeah, I don't have any fireworks that I'm aware of. I should go down in the basement and take a look. I bet I have still like a package of bottle rockets or something that are from like 1982. Hey, what's up, Derek? Why don't you come up here instead of lurking in the chat? Besides, I needs you up here because I gotta go get another beer. So come on up. Get on up. Get on the scene. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? I was just listening to some Kitty Wells, man.
Who?
Kitty Wells, you know, it wasn't God that made Honky Tonk Angels.
I have no idea who that is.
She was a Grand Ole Opry Nashville country singer.
No.
Back in the day.
See, that's why, because I don't do country. Although I should, because it's easy to fucking play on the bass. Apparently,
I love me some country music. Mm-hmm.
The bass is pretty good in country music for the most part, and I don't know. I don't know why I shun it. I don't like the lyrics. I guess the lyrics are just so fucking corny and so country. You know, like it's more country than country.
And you're more of an asshole than an asshole.
Right. But those people don't act like that, you know, like the way they make them sound. Like, I don't know. They oversell the country.
Have you ever actually sat down and listened to a good country song?
Yeah, I have actually.
I
saw Roseanne Cash, Johnny Cash's daughter, and I saw Lyle Lovett. live. So I kind of was forced to see it, like I was there.
Listen to The Gambler by Kenny Rogers and Coal
I,
Miner's Daughter.
what about the coward of the county?
What about Rhinestone Cowboy?
Like a rhinestone cowboy. Wah, wah.
That's a great song, man, for a country song.
Yeah, they were all good.
Hey, Jessica, where have you been my whole life? Wink, wink.
You are just trolling for anything that'll take a bite, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, my line is in the water, and I'm just waiting for one of these gorgeous girl fish to bite my hook. Mm-hmm.
What happens if your hook gets bit, but it's a crazy fish?
Don't threaten me with a good time. Shit. Damn. Hey, Nick Vogt. Yep, Glenn Campbell.
Nick Volt, what's up? My fellow musician friend, I mean.
By the time I get the fixes, what?
Nothing. I misspoke.
By the time I get the fixes, my fave. What?
By the time I get to Phoenix is my fave.
Oh.
Right? I mean, I don't know if that's a Glenn Campbell. Yeah, see?
No, Rhinestone Cowboy is my favorite.
Like a rhinestone cowboy. Wah, wah. Shit, I remember that song from when I was a little kid.
Well, Jessica, he doesn't have to know. I mean, come on. Like, I can keep a secret if you can. Jessica. I'm kidding. My favorite country song is, or actually not country song, but have you ever heard of, oh shit, what the hell was her name? She was a big hit on the Grand Ole Opry back in the 60s and 70s. She always wore a hat with the price tag still on it.
Minnie Pearl?
Minnie Pearl, yeah.
Yeah.
Howdy!
She just died recently, didn't she?
I think she died in the 90s, man.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, ask Willie. He was around when Minnie Pearl was a big hit.
Since we don't have a Google Granny, I'll take over.
Minnie Pearl. Okay, here we are.
March 4th, 1996.
Yep.
Died, yeah.
She was born in 1912.
Yes, sir. God damn.
She died in Nashville, Tennessee.
She died of Nashville causes.
She died of natural causes.
Right?
Right?
Galveston, oh Galveston. What's the Canadian national anthem? Can you give us a sample of that?
Oh Canada.
Yeah, how does it go though?
Oh Canada, our home and native land.
It's not the same as Oh Christmas Tree.
Mm-hmm. No, hey Dragon Kashi, welcome in. We're just talking about some country music. Talking about some Minnie Pearl. Howdy. God, I gotta take a break from YouTube for a while. It's driving me nuts.
I think Nick's talking about Miss Mandy, but I'm not sure. Well, don't worry about it, man.
Yeah.
If you're here to talk about music, I'll talk with you all day.
Oh, I love talking about music, man.
Yeah, equipment, and
Marty Robbins was another great country singer.
I just bought some sunglasses that are like Roger McGuinn sunglasses. Do you know who he was?
Yep.
Yeah, the granny glasses, They were like little rectangular sunglasses.
You know what song I was singing today?
What?
It was Tiny Dancer by Elton John.
What? Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
I was standing outside my fucking local coffee shop today having a coffee and a cigarette, and I was just, singing that song, Tiny Dancer.
Okay. Do you realize that's not the lyrics, right? It's Tony Danza.
No, it's Tiny Dancer.
No, it's Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza. Right?
Shut up.
I'm telling you, those are the lyrics.
That and Yellow Brick Road I was singing as well.
Follow the yellow brick road.
No, from Elton John, because I do like Elton John, man. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah. Hey, when I was a kid, and even as I grew older, there are certain songs that I'm impressed with by Elton John. Like the bass player does some fucking cool shit in some of his songs. I was impressed with that. I'm not impressed with the fact that he takes it up the pooper, but everything else is good. The music is good. I'm not a big fan of like that fucking Candle in the Wind sappy bullshit. But I do like Philadelphia. What is it? Philadelphia Freedom or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bass in that is pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Volt, PhD. Hello.
Hello.
He ain't in the talking mood.
You said Tiny Dancer. Count the headlights on the highway.
You like Bruce Springsteen?
No.
I can't stand that motherfucker. I don't know why. I mean, the music is good, but I just don't like him. I don't like his face. I don't like the way he sings. I don't like anything about him.
Do you like blues?
Yeah, of course.
Are you talking now? There's different kinds of blues. You have the Delta Mississippi blues, and then you have the Chicago blues. Which one do you like?
Well, I don't know about all that. I just like shit that like people like Joe Bonamassa do, or like Johnny Winter. Hard to say, really, because I've seen a lot of blues acts that were signed to Alligator Records.
Yeah.
But I don't remember their names because they were just not that well.
You should listen to Johnny Hooker, Muddy Waters, Buddy Guy, and Blind Willie Johnson.
What about what the fuck was his name now?
Robert Johnson is another great blues man.
Well, yeah, he's the guy that everybody says sold his soul to the devil. And then he ended up getting poisoned by some jealous husband at one of the speakeasies or wherever it was.
What happens when you sell your soul to the devil?
Yeah, he claims it early.
I think it's just a myth, but who knows? I mean, it could be true. I mean, back in those days, people were superstitious, so.
Yeah, it's all a myth, though. It's like somebody with talent. They're like, ooh, he must have sold his soul to the devil to be that good. People are just ignorant.
Blind Willie Johnson is another great blues man.
Yeah.
What?
Nick Volt is back. Hello, sir. I think he's having a problem with his microphone or something.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
I'm currently going through a period of very bad cable management. And And so or I think actually Discord is somehow hijacking my audio.
Well, it's possible you're still connected or something.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I had to do a full restart of everything, and then it seems to work.
Yeah,
But I just thought I'd stop by, hang out a bit for the 4th.
that's cool, man. Thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, because it's my birthday month, she has made a trip to the Green Store for me. We call it the Green Store here in California.
What is that in the green store?
Hmm?
What is that mean?
Well, the Green Store sells, the little candies which make you feel good.
Oh, that store. Yeah, that kind of green.
I knew what he meant before he even said that, Zadowich. He just said it. Like,
I didn't know. I thought it was something like for the environment or whatever.
Oh, no.
well, yeah, I mean, you could say that because when you feel that good, you want to hug a tree, you want to be out in nature, you want to play a sitar. I get it, man. I've been there. Shit. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, but my problem is that shit don't work on me anymore. Gummies don't do a damn thing to me. I took 666 milligrams recently, and I felt almost nothing. I mean, I would have to go 1,000, 1,500 milligrams maybe to really feel it, I suppose. But even then, I would develop a tolerance.
Zadowich, who the heck is this Austin Murphy?
Oh, Austin Murphy's fun.
Space is fake. We live under a dome. Wake up, slaves. Educate yourselves. Well, first of all, space ain't fake. I'm pretty sure we do live under a dome, and I'm not a fucking slave. So you better watch who you're talking to.
I don't usually go to. I only go to the Green Store like maybe once or twice a year, so I don't really have a I haven't built up a tolerance. And my wife doesn't like when I smoke anything in the house, and honestly, I don't like to do it. And I found that the edibles actually just last longer and just sort of give like a nice evening sort of chill experience.
They settle in, they stay for a while.
What the hell is wrong with my camera? How come I can't see me?
You probably broke it with your fucking appearance. It just cracked.
The fuck.
Yeah, man, I get you though. But I just, I think there's a difference between when you bake marijuana and when you have it in a gummy.
Yeah.
I think the baked version of it is more potent, in my opinion.
Stars are lights on the firmament. Wake up, brainwashed corporate citizen slaves. Holy fuck! You just
we got a flat earther.
That Austin Murphy and I think we could get along because
he's my hero.
Because I'm not a corporate citizen and I'm not a slave, but I get what you're saying, Austin Murphy.
So what do you guys think about this? Like, I ordered a Greek fisherman's hat.
Oh God!
Oh, nice.
And I'm gonna wear it backwards, but I'm also gonna put like an eagle pin on the front of it from the German army from World War II. It's like a silver eagle pin, like with the wings spread out, and then it's got the little iron cross in the bottom of it.
Oh, fuck.
And like, is that wrong? I mean, because it's
okay. I'm worried about you.
It's emulating like Nazi dress, I suppose.
It sounds like you want the Third Reich to rise again. Is that like?
No, that is not it at all my intention. I just happen to like the style of those people, like their uniforms.
Oh yeah, I mean the German uniforms were great back in the day, man. I mean, yeah,
Designed by Hugo Boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else said that to me today.
So I have I don't know why I can't remember the name of it. I have a remote control plane of a German World War II fighter.
Hmm.
I don't remember the name of it. My mind went blank.
Message.
When I make like models which I display at home, I like them to be accurate. Usually model kits don't come with the complete insignia.
Right.
Generally the rule is that the swastika is the one which you definitely never want to use.
Right.
Now my models at home are accurate, but the one which I take out to like the field when I'm around other people, I
Yeah.
figure that it's probably just best to leave it off. But it's got all the other markings. It's got an iron cross. It's got, I mean, it's just that insignia on the tail. And, when they do shoot downs, they'll put this flag, which also had a little insignia. My flags just have, it looks like the ones where they're put for the shoot down, but you don't put the swastika.
Yeah.
That being said, when I play my submarine simulator, I most definitely wear like a World War II style skipper's hat, which kind of looks.
What submarine simulator? Which one?
I've been playing this one for a while now. It's called U-Boat.
Yeah, bro. That's what I've been fucking playing.
Yeah, and I love it because you can mod it. So I changed the music to be the music from Das Boot. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I gotta download that fucking game. Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself so I don't.
It's a hard game, man. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's hard. It's got a learning curve,
Yeah.
but you can work your way up. Like I have a modification for like a real accurate target data computer.
Yeah.
Which is so cool because everybody thinks computers are electronics and this and that. Like, no, let's use the gears. I joke this is just some random skill which I have because of U-boat. If we ever needed to launch torpedoes the old-fashioned way,
Yeah,
I could probably figure it out.
What's the name of the game?
It's just called U-boat.
U-boat. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I forgot who makes it. Big Fish, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if you go on Steam and just type in U-boat, it'll come up immediately, and it's only like $30 or $23. They're having a sale right now, I believe. So.
Oh, I should check out what else they have.
But yeah, man, I played Silent Hunter 5, and then that game I couldn't access it anymore because of the Ubisoft like login or whatever.
Oh, that's BS. I hate that.
So then I downloaded Silent Hunter 3, which is worse graphics, but it's a better game in my opinion.
Yeah, and that one can also be pretty accurate. Like you can plot. I mean, you can do all the plots, and that one you can modify as well. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay.
That is crazy, man. The odds of him playing that fucking same game that I just played earlier today and fucked up because I lost my whole crew. But it's a submarine simulator of a World War II Nazi submarine, you know?
Oh, fuck. I'm just looking at the graphics right now. It looks fucking awesome.
It is. It's cool, man.
Become a hunter.
It's hard to learn, though. That's the thing. You got to put a little time into it to learn. Because, I mean, you can even walk around in the sub, like first-person view, you know?
Right?
And you can operate devices, first-person view, and the periscopes, and it's pretty cool.
Das Boot.
Oh, did you ever see that movie, Das Boot?
I've seen Das Boot.
I love that movie.
So do I.
Yeah. To be honest, the Silent Hunter games to me looked the most like Das Boot. I mean, you really felt like you were on that goddamn sub, you know, like it was tight quarters.
Messerschmitt, his first name was Willie. What?
Yeah, I think that might be true.
Messerschmitt.
They were the guy. Those were the planes, the Messerschmitts.
I would love to find a Messerschmitt.
I need you guys to buy me a U-boat. so I can sail around the Atlantic and smoke pot and fucking fish on the deck.
Oh yeah, and get blown out of the fucking water by the U.S. Navy because they think you're a fucking German fucking. Jesus.
No,
We got a German U-boat off the port starboard side. What?
there actually are old submarines, like American submarines for sailing shit for like couple million dollars. You could get one. And you probably
if you have the money, man, you can buy anything. Anything. You can fucking buy a fucking. You can buy a fucking F-4 from the Vietnam War.
A what?
If you have the money, you can buy an F-4 Phantom.
Oh yeah. The jets. If I'm not mistaken, those were like the first jets that they used in war.
No, F-4 Phantoms are not the first jets.
No.
When I was a kid, I had a Commodore 64. My first subsim was Silent Service 2 by Microprose.
Yep.
And that's how I totally got into it. I also play this game called Cold Waters. But there's this new, because also I used to play this old game called Harpoon, which is like big time, like modern naval simulator. But I think there's a new one out. And I've been meaning to pick it up, and I want to see if Steam has it.
There's a new one on Steam called Wolfpack, and it's a cooperative game. Like, you might be the torpedo guy or whatever, or the radio guy, but like you all cooperate, and then I think you hook up with other players in the game, and you create like wolf packs, that attack the ship.
Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, because I don't think U-boat is multiplayer.
No, it isn't.
But I mean, part of especially during the height of when the U-boats were actually effective for Germany is the Wolf Pack, which was killer.
Yeah,
killer.
There's a game for it. I don't know if it's still in beta, but it seems like it's pretty ready to go since they're charging money for it.
Yeah, it's funny. U-boat was in beta for like 2.5 years.
Really,
but it was actually kind of cool because the developers updated it really quickly. Like when people said, "Okay, this is not working," like there was like a patch for it like the next day. There's this guy on YouTube. Actually, his name is I think Wolfpack395 or something.
Yeah, he does the U-boat videos.
Yeah, U-boat. I like watching his stuff.
Oh wow, this is fucking bizarre, dude. I mean, we watch the same shit. Yeah, Wolfpack. I watch him all the time. He's like the other day I watched a video he did where he found an aircraft carrier, but he didn't dare approach it because there was too many destroyers around. But he reported it back to base, and then that meant something.
Hey Dagmar, welcome in.
Hey Dagmar. And Willie.
Dagmar, my hero.
We're just talking about German U-boats and
Well, like I said, I'm getting a fucking Greek fisherman's hat, and I'm gonna get like an eagle, like insignia pin, and I'm gonna put that on the front of the hat, and I'm gonna wear it backwards like a U-boat captain with my purple fucking granny glasses. And I'm gonna look like a hippie Nazi.
A hippie one.
Yeah, right. Like a fucking stoner Nazi. No, my intention is not to look like a Nazi, but it is to look somewhat like a U-boat captain.
Well, what I do my flight simulator. Well, I think I'm a little bit more mature now. I don't like dress up in my pilot's uniform, but it does make it more fun.
Well,
I asked my wife to play sexy flight attendant, and she just rolls her eyes. She's like, "Wow, you're such a nerd."
well, man, you know, you're a musician. I'm a musician. I want to be a little weird, you know. I want
Yeah,
to,
we're weird. We just do kind of weird things.
yeah. So I just want to dress like a fucking weirdo, so I stand out and people notice me a little more or whatever. And that's all there is to it. You know, it's not a racial thing. You know.
It's just, I mean, it's a sensitive subject for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
And
but
so,
but
while
I wouldn't be wearing overtly Nazi symbols. You know what I mean? No swastikas, none of that. So it's like I don't know. It's a fine line, I guess. And if I didn't go that route, I could always go the other route where you take it's the same eagle, you know, wings, but it's got a Freemason symbol at the bottom of it instead of like an iron cross.
yeah, yeah. And I'm definitely not the type of person which is going to say, "Oh, you shouldn't wear this because it's going to offend people." I mean, I walk around proudly with my IDF shirt or my bad religion shirt, which people take the wrong way. There are just a few topics where there are one or two where it's like it's just not worth all the grief you're going to get.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I'm not racist at all. It's just that I like the style. You know, like I think it's cool, their style. I don't like what they did. I'm not an anti-Semite or any of that. You know, it's just that I like the style of the Nazis. They were metal. They were the most metal of any military that ever existed. You know.
And interestingly, at least in the beginning, I mean, it was technology. I mean, technology wins wars. Technology which we still use to this day, albeit much more improved. But I mean, what is the V2 rocket other than a cruise missile? I mean, that's essentially what it was.
Yeah, I mean, the Germans. I mean, they were way ahead of the rest of the world, man. We got most of our technology from their inventions.
Yeah, that whole Operation Paperclip. I mean, I know von Braun says, "Oh, I wasn't a part of that." I'm like, okay,
Bullshit.
But you got us to the moon, so we're just going to look the other way. You helped us beat communism, so
Yeah.
That Heisenberg,
Yeah.
like for Breaking Bad, like this comes from a physicist who was working on the German atomic bomb. Most of that science was done by there were a lot of Jewish folk in academia. So the party was already distrustful of those people. Heisenberg, card-carrying Nazi. He even asked the SS to investigate him just to prove that it goes, yeah, hardcore. Fortunately for us, since they denied all of the previous science, which was done by Jewish people, never built a bomb. They probably wouldn't have had the resources to do it anyways.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate what happens in this fucking world, you know. But I don't want to be taken the wrong way just because I have a certain sense of style. You know what I mean? Like it's not intentional.
Well, you know what's that? I'll tell you this right now. I do like the German uniforms from World War II. Their medals, man. I mean, their medals are fucking awesome, in my opinion. You know,
they were good at pomp and circumstance.
Well, they had a ring that they would give to Hitler would give to SS officers on his birthday, 420, ironically. But he would give rings to his officers on his birthday for the SS, and they were called Totenkopf rings, and they had magical symbols on the side of them and oak leaves, which are supposed to signify the occult. And it's like they just were fucking out of their goddamn minds. And
the Nazis were into the occult.
Yeah, I know.
Hitler. I mean, they even had a secret society called the Thor Society.
Right. Yeah.
You know, in the late 90s, when I was much younger and in my golf industrial days, like the clubs here in LA, just because of the most, you want to listen to industrial music, there would be a lot of German bands, and we would sort of dress up in somewhat fascist looking outfits.
Yeah.
Um, of course, nobody would ever put like, red band or stuff like that, but it was just part of the aesthetic. It wasn't,
Right.
it
It
was
wasn't
more,
a racial statement.
yeah.
Well, check this out. The lead singer and frontman for Pantera is getting a lot of flack now
Well,
Really? I haven't
because
heard
he,
this.
because he did the there's the salute the
Oh, the Roman salute
no yeah we'll call it the fucking Roman salute if you want
or the Elon Musk salute.
yeah it was that type of salute yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, so did Captain Kirk in the original series of Star Trek. He did it quite a few times. But
Right. But people are saying that if Pantera wasn't a white power band, then why the fuck are they doing? Did he do that salute?
Pantera is not a white power band.
Right.
But this band New Order, which came from Joy Division, both Joy Division and the term New Order are kind of invoked, like, because Joy Division, I guess, was the name for the Jewish temple women in the camps. It was the Joy Division.
For what?
Dagmar, he did that Elon Musk salute.
Say that again, Nick. What was the Joy?
Joy Division, the band, they were accused of being a little bit of because I believe the term Joy Division comes from some Nazi era meaning, and of course New Order, where that comes from.
Yeah, that's right.
But
they didn't have any lyrics in their songs that were leaning that way.
no, of course not.
Not, yeah.
Back in 1978, Ian Curtis complained that everybody was calling them Nazis.
Oh my God, damn, dude.
But
so if I march around my city like a fucking stormtrooper, I'm gonna get fucking labeled as a fucking Jesus Christ.
You probably shouldn't do that. I mean, you have the right to do it, but
I'm not
right
gonna
comes
do
with
that.
responsibilities.
I won't do that because I know way too many people and they already think I'm cool and I got massive respect. So yeah, I'm just fucking saying it's funny how people get labeled nowadays.
Yeah, the only time like I really spurred out on somebody on a panel because they were spreading conspiracy theories, I'm like, I'm fine with that. But then they went into, well, how do you know history is true? And basically went into Holocaust denial. I'm like, not enough time has passed that we're gonna just discount the deaths of millions and millions of people.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm not gonna listen to that. I mean, everybody's granted, you have a right to your own quote opinion, but don't trivialize stuff like that.
No.
Even though at one of the universities I taught at, there was a professor, straight up Holocaust denier, just
Really?
unapologetic, but he had this wonderful thing called tenure.
The Holocaust did happen. We all know it happened.
Of course it did. Yeah.
Look, man, nobody made those fucking videos of all those skinny corpses. Like that's
Right.
real.
I mean, you got generals checking out those camps, and they were even mortified with what they saw. So
Yeah, well, they brought the German population in, and they knew what the fuck was going on, but they brought them in to look at it, and they were all horrified when they went in and saw what the piles of bodies
And at the risk of perpetuating a stereotype, the one thing that what really helped prosecute these Germans and shows unequivocally that this happened, they kept really good records.
Yeah.
Really good records. They're German, of course they did.
But wasn't it ironic that where the Nuremberg law started, the Nuremberg trial began?
That was poetic.
I agree, Nick. That was a poetic justice right there, man. That fucking was. I mean, thanks to Robert, to the head judge.
They should have pulled that back out fucking in the past 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Nuremberg fucking mentality.
Can't happen here. So
No,
they
no
say.
way.
But
Not with pharma. Not with.
I mean, stuff like that doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly. It creeps.
Yeah, let's hope something changes.
And
Well, hopefully we still have elections in 4 years, and
I don't
Yeah.
even want to know what comes next.
well, when they because I was going to vote for McCain, and then they pulled out Sarah Palin, and I was like, I can't. There's some things which go beyond party. It's like what's good for the country, and it's like this person is not qualified. And then of course when they lost, I remember telling my parents, I go, the problem is they have normalized stupid, and it's going to keep getting worse.
I mean, in a way, it's kind of parallel to Camel Toe. What's her name? Kamala.
okay.
Yeah.
Palin and Camel Toe. They get together and have a party.
I mean, I'll give Harris some credit. At least before she became the candidate, she put some effort into being able to speak more eloquently than she usually does. But
I guess.
I guess.
I mean, to be honest, I don't even know why she thought she should run for vice president. Like, I'm a woman and I'm half black. Oh, okay. Does that qualify you to be president these days?
See, that's
Well,
the thing I can't stand.
obviously, you can have senile disease or whatever and still be a president in terms of Biden.
Well, and the other guy. I mean, he doesn't seem all there.
Right.
And here's what, but you gotta see if these people have good judgment. Can they make good decisions? So, Diane, when she decided to run for vice president, Dianne Feinstein was 1 billion years old. It was a foregone conclusion. She's not going to be in the Senate anymore. Harris had just got elected. She didn't finish her term. I go, you're going to become the senior senator for the most powerful state in the union. That gives you orders of magnitude more power than the vice presidency ever does. Because once you do president, you're kind of done. Like I hear now she wants to come back and be governor. It's like, no, you had your shot. You're done. Like Mitch McConnell, he would never want to be president. There's not enough power in being president.
Holy shit, Willie.
Well, he's so old. He's going to drop.
Yeah.
He's a fucking turtle, man. He looks like a
Yeah. And he just goes blank sometimes, right? Doesn't he?
Yeah, didn't he pass out or on his feet at one point?
Yeah, these people are old.
Yeah, they're just a little too old to be doing this shit. But then again, you don't want some alphas running the country.
Just, is it so hard just to ask to just have reasonable people? Doesn't matter what party, just reasonable people.
You know what kills me about you Americans? Is you guys bitched about Biden, you guys bitched about Trump. Try having Trudeau as we did over here for years.
Oh, dude, fucking! I looked at him and he made me sick, dude. I watched.
Trudeau made my country look like a fucking joke.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad he did not have anything to do with the United States of America. No way. That motherfucker. He was a scumbag.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my country, born and raised. I'll die for my country.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. It's always the politicians that ruin it.
He made you Americans think Canada's a joke now because of him. You know what I mean? Just saying.
But it's a weird game because politicians always act like they're doing something, but nothing ever really changes. So what the fuck is happening? They're not.
Well, you always got to say, if you solve these problems, then you have nothing to run on.
Yeah.
Like here in California, every mayor, we're going to end homelessness. Yeah, I've been hearing that for like the last 20 years.
Yeah. What have they done?
Bullshit.
Nothing. They've done nothing.
What about the hundreds or thousands, whatever number is of veterans that are fucking homeless on the streets?
That's another good example. We got to treat our veterans better. We got to do this. I'm going to run on this. Yeah, I'll vote for you. And then once we vote for you, nothing happens. And then next election cycle, I'm going to do this for our veterans. We got to get them off the street. You got to have an issue.
Yeah. It's just all, there's something else that controls how our society works. And whatever that is, it's money and it's power and it's behind the scenes. You never even see it.
You see,
Money
politicians are like the people that work at Best Buy and the car dealerships. Before they open the doors for business during the day, they always have backroom deals. That's,
Yep.
I mean, am I right or am I wrong?
Well, I still believe in the system which they set up for us, at least in this country. And to quote Voltaire, in a democracy, everybody gets the government they deserve. I mean, we always blame the government for this stuff, but we're the ones that sent them there.
I like
And sure, if you have money, you can like buy ads and this and that, but that doesn't absolve the individual voter of responsibility to see through that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
Voting's a responsibility.
I think the media has created such a division of people into separate little small fucking groups that nobody can ever agree on one main motive to overthrow the government. You know, like
I do like
24-hour news has done a lot of damage to this country.
Yep.
I do like Voltaire, Nick. Voltaire is one of my favorite. Yeah, but I think we should go back to, I don't know, but back during the medieval days, if the public did not like the king, guess what they did? They beheaded them.
You know, I remember growing up, you know, the reason why I kind of like politics was my dad would always watch these shows. And back then you had shows like Crossfire and stuff like that, where you'd have a panel, but they would be like hour-long debates. You have a moderator. And a lot of these issues when it comes to electing a president are really long and boring. Like, I mean, do we really want to have an hours-long discussion about Ukraine and its position in the post-Cold War, post Iron Curtain world? No, that's long and boring. But that also meant not a lot of people voted. They always say, "Oh, not enough people vote." And then here comes my generation, Gen X, and we got MTV Vote or Die. Everybody's vote counts. Go out and vote. We screwed it. We screwed it for everyone because finding low information voters, that's easy. And now everybody votes only when in presidential elections. They never hardly vote for any of the other ones, the ones that count.
Yeah.
And it becomes a football match.
It's like somebody said earlier today on another panel. They said, should people who don't watch the news regularly vote? You know, because they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. You know,
I mean, it's
if you don't know the three branches of government, should you even be running for office? I mean, we got people there who don't even understand that.
It's like I was raised that if you vote, you got a voice. If you do not vote, you don't have a voice. That's how I was raised.
Yeah, but
you know, I used to believe that for the longest time, like hardcore believed it. And then I started thinking, I go, well, it's not really a choice. Like they give you Coke or Pepsi. I want Dr. Pepper. You can't have Dr. Pepper.
Well, you can
if you don't vote
for Dr. Pepper, but it ain't gonna matter.
Yeah, and of course that has to do with the two-party system, money, this and that. The president really shouldn't have that much effect on your day-to-day life, like, or if the system runs the way it does. And I decided that by buying into this, well, if you don't vote, you can't complain, especially for president, you sort of tacitly consenting to this system, which only gives you a false choice between Coke or Pepsi. You can never have Dr. Pepper.
Right.
So that's not really democracy. That's not really a choice. That's not freedom.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Well, we rose up against our government during the pandemic and the Freedom Convoy. We did a march down Ottawa.
Oh yeah, I followed a little bit.
What happened?
Freedom Convoy.
What is that?
It was the truckers.
Yep, the truckers convoy, and every Canadian marched to Ottawa to rise up against Trudeau and his fucking corrupt cabinet.
Oh.
You know, in the United States, it's a federal law. It's illegal for truckers to do a convoy.
What?
Yeah.
So what about
Did they do a movie about that with like Chris
Yeah, they did actually, bro. They did, man.
The convoy trucking through the night.
If we're talking
about law for us because of for union busting.
If we're talking about politics, what do you guys think of Antifa?
I think they're a bunch of little shits.
I don't know who they are, really.
I think they're has-beens now too. Like they don't show up for anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has been. Fuck those little turds.
You know, they say
I
that.
mean, I like their name. I mean, aren't we all anti-fascist? But
Yeah, but weren't they like fascist in their actions?
Yes, they were, and they burned down fucking
Yeah.
precincts, but they got away with it.
Yeah. See, their name is anti-fascist, but they're fascist. Let's just fucking say it right out. They're
Yeah,
fascists.
they're a bunch of little turds.
I suppose.
of course, they could all be doing false flag attacks.
That's yeah.
Like, remember during the George Floyd riots, people swear they saw people putting out bricks in front of buildings.
Oh yeah, dude, they were doing that recently too.
Mm-hmm.
With
Ah.
they were like chunks of like they weren't exactly bricks. There might have been like chunks of some kind of concrete or something. I don't know what they were. It was like tar or something. It was like looked dark and gray.
Asphalt.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
We had the funniest thing in LA after some of those riots, like where windows would be broken and this and that. All of a sudden, these freaking Instagram Insta-floozies started coming down to like where they're rebuilding stuff, dress up, they take pictures in front of like looking to look like they're pretending to rebuild, and then after they take the picture, get in the car, leave.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, society's decrepit these days.
I'll be white black. I gotta go get something to drink here, so I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, dude. I wonder if I bet the the pizza shops probably closed. They're probably not. They're the only place that delivers booze or beer.
See, these are the kind of conversations I like having.
I'm sorry, what?
Because I like having these kind of political conversations where nobody gets pissed off at each other.
I hear you, man. I'm like totally not into the whole. Yeah, I don't like that.
I mean, the reason people stay away from political conversations is because they don't want to hear the truth, and they're very argumentative.
Exactly.
Well, people are very opinionated, and
too.
And part of the problem is, like, this is what I have a problem with, and I'm going to blame the Republican Party a lot more for this than the Democrats, though the Democrats aren't immune to this. Liberals gave people like George Bush Jr. a lot of crap, Dick Cheney, gave Obama crap, gave Bill Clinton crap. But, I was always taught that, Democrats and Republicans both want what's best for the country. They just have different ideas on how to make that happen. And I truly believed that, even if George Bush, even during the second Gulf War, at a fundamental level, he does believe that what he's doing is in the best interest of the country. And I don't know if I can say that for these new breed of politicians, whether they actually have the United States and keeping the United States what it is as their best interest. Like that, I don't know if that's their primary thing that motivates them to be in government.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of like in a way like it was, but it's kind of amplified in a lot of weird ways.
Right.
Well, everybody thinks even a political debate is about winning or losing. It's like, no, politics is a discussion of ideas. And sure, it gets animated. I mean, I think it was in the 1800s. I mean, we had a shooting on Congress between two Congress people. Like, if you actually go back and look at history, like what politicians have said, right now it sounds like they're crazy. They've always been saying crazy stuff, especially in Congress.
You ever seen over in England, when they have these gatherings, they're all in suits and they're all put wigs on, and they're all like,
see, that's civilized political discourse.
It's so weird. Like they're all in unison, like.
I honestly would love to go to the House of Commons or Parliament in England and see their proceedings in real life.
Hey, you could go there and start yelling shit because they let you yell.
Hey,
Oh, you can come here and mount an insurrection, and if your guy wins, get off scot-free.
I actually should go to Ottawa this summer and see how my political parties argue in person instead of just on YouTube.
Why don't we all pool our money together and we'll build a submarine like the Nautilus, and we'll just we'll become our own like sovereign nation, just floating around the ocean.
Yeah, and find islands to sleep on.
Yeah.
Right?
And just go to shore every so often to get provisions like water, pop, food, stuff like smokes. Yeah.
It sounds a little dangerous, but because we don't know how to use a submarine.
Yeah, and after seeing the fucking
what?
I don't want to fucking blow up in the bottom of the ocean like
When the Soviet Union fell, they were selling off a lot of equipment, and if I had the money, how do you be a modern day pirate? You do it in a submarine.
Right.
Can you imagine having a pirate submarine? That's
my question.
That's like
my question for you, Nick.
Man, especially
why the hell would you want to buy a Russian submarine, man?
No, because then you can fucking terrorize ship traders and things and steal all their stuff, and you give us your shit, or we're gonna put a fucking hole in your belly that you'll never recover from.
Fucking buy a Russian submarine and name it Red October.
Yep.
The hunt for Red
October. Like if you take like let's say that class of submarine, nobody's going to let you have nuclear weapons, but you could take out all of those silos. You'd have a lot of empty space in there. Like you could build a luxury submarine. I mean, it really would be like the novel.
Yeah.
And you could be a pirate.
So you would want to sail the ocean in a Typhoon class Russian submarine? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I think we'd have to update it, get a lot of modifications. What country could do that?
Fucking North Korea?
No, France actually might do it for us.
Fuck France. What the fuck?
Pay them enough.
Yeah. Hey, Kristen. Beautiful Kristen.
What's their current drama?
What, North Korea or France?
France.
Well, who knows?
Oh, yeah. Well,
With the male wife. Is that who? What?
Yeah. She got the. Well, he's a Frenchman, man. I mean, the French presidents openly have mistresses, and sometimes wives and mistresses meet. Despite,
I always wondered if Michael or Michelle Obama was Michael.
I forgot. That's been going on forever.
I know, man, but it's kind of
manly, but I don't think he was a man.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, it's fun to talk about. Like, I mean, I'm not entirely convinced that Marjorie Taylor Greene is the same sex now as what she was assigned for.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Do you know what the word saurian means? Like SAURIAN?
Like Saurian Brandy?
Well, yeah, like she has saurian features, like
okay.
Lizard-like features.
Yeah.
Lizard-like.
Yeah.
Did you remember that Democratic congressman who kind of put her in her place? They were fighting back, and she said, "You're bleach. What is she? Bleach?
Oh, bad blonde, bleach blonde, bad built body or whatever."
Yeah, something.
Yeah, that was great.
Because I mean, she's not really that feminine. I mean,
hey, Black Rose
and Dragon.
You know, this is my feeling of all politicians. They should not smoke weed and play sitar or the guitar and just sit by a campfire.
No, man, they should force every politician to do DMT at least like 3 times. And then when they get shocked out of their fucking misconceptions, they'll do the right thing.
That's actually probably kind of a good idea.
This is what I think we should do with our politicians. Since they're the ones that make policy, they should go to a war zone and see what war is really like.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And
Well,
the
we're
DMT thing,
politicians in their masses.
man, I don't know about the DMT because they might actually end up doing something worse.
Right?
No,
You'll
I
see
don't
some
think so.
like really hellish shit and think, okay, we got to do this.
I don't think.
Well, look at the current people we have.
I think it
I
was.
mean,
Right.
they openly admit to doing drugs, like
Which
Musk, RFK.
Yeah.
And remember when Trump left the White House and the White House doctor basically got exposed for, handing out pain meds to everybody.
Really?
Of course, that got him enough national attention, and he's now in, I think, Congress.
I gotta say something. I don't like Johnson, Lyndon. Okay,
That's not what I heard. I heard you love Johnson.
but at least Johnson wasn't afraid to go to Vietnam and check on the troops and see what really was going on. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, that son of a bitch sent more troops over to Vietnam than Kennedy wanted to, and then Nixon sent more troops to Vietnam than Johnson did. But still, at least Johnson wasn't afraid to go to Vietnam and check on the situation personally. You know what I mean?
Well, as a Orange County Reagan Republican, we don't let anybody talk ill of Nixon.
Well,
One of the greatest presidents ever.
Well, I disagree, bro. I think Reagan was one of the greatest presidents you guys ever had.
No, he was good too. Also, California.
But Nixon was caught in the Watergate scandal. Let us not forget about that.
But if you look back at what Watergate was and then compare it to the kind of some of the scandals we have today,
right? It was
you'd
not
be like, I mean, if we had 24-hour news back then, Nixon would have never resigned.
Right? Yeah. True. I agree.
I mean, that was a good example where both Republicans and Democrats said this is not what we should allow the office of the president to do. This is bad for the country. That we can both agree on. But these days, we're like, I don't know. Did he really do something bad?
You guys had three good presidents in the history of your country: Lincoln, Kennedy, and Reagan.
I know it's controversial. I think ultimately history will look at it otherwise, because even Lincoln, it took a while for us to recognize what he did, which was so great, is Obama. In fact, I think President Obama was our last true Republican president.
Obama.
I mean, if you really look at his policies and compare it to like the policies of Reagan or even George Bush Jr., I mean, he was not a liberal. I mean, even when it came to deportations, until just recently, he deported orders of magnitude more people than Trump ever did.
He deported. Yeah, I agree. He did deport a lot of illegals. He
got Bin Laden. He wasn't weak on that.
Nope.
And some of those people who were technically American citizens, but causing trouble in Afghanistan against our troops, he wasn't afraid to take a unmanned aerial vehicle and hellfire their what's
right.
And he's like, fine, you want to criticize me for unjustly killing an American citizen? Okay.
He took direct action when direct action was desperately needed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he didn't glorify it.
In 1987, I think it was, we all thought we were going to Libya. We thought we were going to get.
Oh, yeah. Did we allegedly kill one of Gaddafi's daughters in that strike?
I don't know.
What do you mean, Willie? Is that a good compliment you just gave me, or no? Because I don't know when you're giving a good compliment or when you're fucking being patronizing.
You said you blew his mind, so that's a good thing.
I'm not stupid, you guys. I'm pretty smart. I mean, if I'm with intelligent people having a good conversation, my intelligence shows. So I'm
fucking smart, not like everybody says, and I deserve respect.
I mean, I'm pretty smart, Willie. Just people don't give me enough fucking credit.
Listen, man, never say that you're smart. You know why? Because people will assume the opposite.
Well, you know what, Zach? That's your problem because you always say you're gay, so.
I don't say I'm smart either.
Yeah, but I mean,
I let other people say it.
but I love talking politics as long as I'm having a good, intelligent conversation with people and we're not saying "fuck you" and all that other shit. I'm good.
And during Reagan, I was a kid.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
remember the day
I
Reagan.
do recognize because everybody says, back in my day, or I remember when our kids could play out on the street. Like I look nostalgically at the
Right.
Reagan years. My parents were Reagan supporters, and well, I don't know because I lived at home, everything was paid for. Life was good. Those years were great. Of course, now as an adult, like if my parents are like, yeah, it wasn't great for us. I mean, still had to worry about money, pay bills, stuff like that. But
Yeah, my parents liked Reagan a lot too.
My parents didn't give a shit. They didn't. No, they weren't political at all, as far as
Yeah,
I
I
know.
mean, like
They
that's
didn't- they
cool.
didn't
That's
say a
cool
word
too,
about
yeah,
it.
because I think politics in the end, it's just gonna drive people crazy.
I didn't pay attention to it either because they didn't pay attention to it. The only thing that caught my attention was when Reagan got shot because I saw it, right live on TV as it happened, pretty much.
yeah.
So I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, wow,
Me
somebody
too.
shot the president.
Now, what do you think about that war on drugs that he gave birth to?
Yeah, that was
I'll
nonsense.
just say now.
That was
Yeah.
nonsense.
That was Nancy's baby. Just say no.
Because she
Yeah,
had to
and
have
the
a
Dare
purpose.
Project and all that shit.
They had to give her a purpose, so that was her war, her little contribution to a better society.
Oh my god.
And then lo and behold, Reagan ordered Rangers and special forces into Colombia and burned the coca fields and
Oh, that's right. The whole Iran Contra thing.
yeah, that was another scandal. Ollie North, oh
Dude, they're all scandalous. I don't
Yep.
care. They're all scandalous.
What are we
That's
gonna do, man?
That's
What
my
are we,
opinion.
what are we gonna do? I mean, we all know the situation. We all know the scene. But how can we change it? We can't. It's like we
you
have
can, the only way to change the system is from the inside. That's all.
well, none of us are on the inside.
Yeah, dude. And I don't really think voting does jack shit.
No.
And I remember when the Berlin Wall came crashing down too.
Voting is an illusion of choice.
I think so too, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Voting means shit anymore, man. Like it. I mean,
You can vote for A or you can vote for B, but regardless, you're voting for C.
What's C?
The real fucking power that's behind everything.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. Yep.
So you can pick A or B, but you're getting C.
Well,
Yeah.
Willie, if you have something to say, man, come on up here, man. Join in the conversation.
The fucking,
What are you getting mad, Derek?
Fucking you saying you all cracking me up there. Fuck.
I
Why
hope
not?
that Trump distances himself from that fucking UN, dude. They're the scumbags. Them and the WEF. Fuck WEF.
I agree. Fuck you
Klaus
guys.
Schwab.
Wrestling group?
What is the WEF?
The WEF stands for the World Economic Forum.
World Economic Forum. That's right.
Bunch of
Klaus,
cocks.
I used to be in Model United Nations, and I used to know all of these terms, but I don't know.
Klaus fucking Schwab.
He's a dick. Well, he's gone now, but he's a dick sucker.
Yeah.
Quit. And now they got this one guy. This guy. Have you ever seen his eyeball? So weird looking, dude. He's like got like one eye that's weird, like gray or red or something. Look him up. Look at WEF's. I don't know what you call him. Leader? I don't know.
Maybe
With the
chairperson, director.
Director with the eye, and then it'll come up, I'm sure, somewhere.
My My wife is firmly convinced, and I agree with her, that I have Cold War nostalgia.
Cold War nostalgia.
I mean, even though I knew the seriousness of the matter, there was a little part of me when Russia invaded Ukraine. I was like, this feels like the 80s again.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's right. Fucking A, dude.
Like, it was all over again. Like, because most of our military, which Ukraine's now using, because this was a technology we designed to fight a war in Europe, like, it just reminded me of like the Javelin,
Yeah.
M1 Abrams.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's war in Europe again.
And I've watched American mercenaries get their asses fucking handed to them, and they got murdered, or killed, depending on how you want to see it. But they shouldn't have been over there, and they got caught by the Russians, and they got killed.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh God, hey Willie.
it was
Derek,
shocking.
hello, all you gentlemen. Happy Independence Day, America, 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 America. Derek, I'm going to tell you something. I went live for almost 2 hours today, all right? And then I accidentally canceled it, so I started it right back up again and went live for another 3 hours. I'm old, I'm elderly, I'm all out of words, I'm all out of energy. All I have left is my 2 thumbs. Is that okay with you for right now?
And Willie, you're forgetting one thing, my man. Your sack is as empty as Santa's sack after Christmas.
I couldn't understand a single word you said. Try that again. I don't speak Canadian. I'm sorry.
Can somebody fucking mute me? Oh.
All I heard was Santa Claus.
Right. That's what he said.
Okay. Oh, all right. Cool. All right. Is it okay if I just hang out in the chat, Derek, and just be an old elderly person and just? Huh?
I'm kidding with you.
I know. I was basically trying to come up here and insult you because I don't know if you made it to my lives today, but you didn't show up on panel. I dropped the link 100 times today. Where were you?
I did not even know you went live today, so I'm sorry for not showing up.
Today is like I never went live in my life, and today is like the 7th time out of the last 14 days that I went StreamYards live, man.
Well, don't get your panties in a bunch. Oh fuck!
All right. I mean, I have you. I just want to say I have all notifications on for you, Derek Canadian. Do you have the same?
Yes, I do, Willie. But sometimes I don't get them. I might have to unsub and resub.
I'm only fucking with you, man.
But you got the notification to go to Silver Diamonds, though, didn't you? I saw your
yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm running out of words. I'm old. I'm only allowed so many words per day, so I have to stop talking. All right.
Christ! Oh,
all right. I love you, Derek. But I'm not.
I love you too, Willie.
I love you, Derek. But if I come out of the closet, I'm coming out of the closet with you. All right. I just want to say that.
Yeah. Well. All
right.
Never mind. Oh God.
Okay. Peace, Trackman. Take care, man. I'm out of here.
All right, Willie. Love you, buddy.
I don't have any words left, so I have to go rest up and get some words for tomorrow. I have to rest up, grow some new words.
Love you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
It doesn't work. My button's not working. There we go. Bye.
Bye.
Cut the whole fucking phone down. Bye.
Oh, great. Now Chocobo is up here. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Bye.
My fucking phone won't even shut off. My fucking phone completely fucking will not do anything.
For the love of Christ, you're meant to be here. Isn't it?
I'm stuck. I'm held hostage right now. What's your fucking name? Streisand or something? God damn. What's it? Stockholm? Am I in Stockholm? Am I still in Saigon? Am I in the fucking Hanoi Hilton or something? I can't get out of here.
I'm the captain of a U-boat, and you're the captain of a freighter, and you're going to do what I fucking say.
Thank God.
You're staying here.
Yeah, Wiz. You're up here now. Stay.
You know, that's something that I was listening to on this. It was a military video, of course, but they were saying like, you know, in the modern war eras, it's like, hey, we're sending you over here for a year, and you know, sometimes it can be a little bit shorter, like 10 months, or sometimes it can be a little longer, like 14 months. It's all a logistical battle there.
Yeah.
But back in like World War I and II, if they sent you to war, you were over there until it was over.
Yeah.
There ain't no going home because you're.
When Korea and Vietnam came, it was, like you said, unchalkable 10 months, a year, 14 months. I mean, unless of course when your enlistment was up and you wanted to re-up, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but the ideology back in the day was, oh, you guys succeeded at battle. We'll send you more supplies, and it's more logistically viable to keep you moving forward rather than, oh, you did your job. Let's bring you home and switch out the entire squad of people that have never been there before. No.
That doesn't make sense from a tactical standpoint, because if you have a force that's good at what they do and they have experience, why would you replace them with inexperienced losers? You know, you want the best to be doing their job, you know, on the front lines anyway, I would think.
I would assume that
back in those days, they had the
diminishing returns,
and you were told to do something. Nowadays, it's like, hey, my boy's only got 4 years. Please don't kill him for your, economical or political purposes.
Well, it's like back in Vietnam. If an American soldier in Vietnam had 4 days in a wake up, he would still go out on a fucking ambush.
Yeah.
You know, I knew a lot of those fuckers that were in Vietnam, and they would roll up heroin cigarettes before they would go out on patrol and stuff, because it would take the edge off of being on patrol.
Hell yeah.
They got addicted, some of them. One of them I knew, he was a serious addict, and he had a scar on his back or his chest, or I don't know what it was, but it was like it looked like the enemy had taken one of those Rambo knives and just ripped him open with it.
You know what? If I was in charge of a military squad, and you two guys are in my fucking unit, you guys would be great, because I mean, Untrackable has the build where he could carry an M60 over and a belt of bullets over his fucking shoulders. I'm saying, can you see Untrackable carrying an M60?
I could. He's like,
and one of those fucking and a whole belt fed of bullets over his fucking neck and shit.
A bandolier.
Yeah. And
each one of those squad gunners,
yeah,
they have a teammate, because somebody has to carry the extra drums and the extra barrels.
Yeah.
Because that gun alone probably weighs about 60 pounds, and you're carrying your gear. So when the shit pops off, that person is the first one to lay down and set up.
And that you would be carrying a thump gun, one of those grenade launchers that the barrel would crack open.
What are you talking about? I would be carrying a fucking M16.
No, man, because you love explosives, so you would be carrying a rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher?
Yeah.
No, man, I'm going to be concerned with each individual enemy that's in front of me, which is the VC.
Fuck it, I'd make you a tunnel rat then.
Hey, but don't forget though that
I
in my
might be able to do that.
Fully served. However, I was a cook. It doesn't mean that I didn't train and experience some certain things in training.
Right.
But my daily life was not warfare and targets and kicking indoors.
So you were Steven Seagal. Gotcha.
No, it's
Fucking
funny because Steven Seagal was a Green Beret that was being punished and had to pull KP.
no, actually he was a Navy SEAL in that movie.
Oh, well, whatever it was. He was a special dude that was being punished because what did he do? That stereotypical thing. Oh,
Yeah,
I got angry and I punched an officer in the face.
yeah.
That's the whole premise of how he got on that position where he was.
And in real life, if you punch an off, it depends. I mean, if you have a good officer and you have a good reputation with them, and you fucking knock them out, he might take it easy on you and just put you on KP. But for the most part, you will be in the brick for a while.
I mean, there's a thing. Hey, if you're mad at me and I'm mad at you and we fight, a point was proven.
Yeah.
But if you just haul off and punch somebody, your rank does matter. But at the same time, an officer can't just haul off and punch a private.
No.
You can't do that shit,
No.
especially if it's witnesses.
Like, yeah.
I don't know. All I
And
know-
me-
Like Captain So-and-so's out of his mind. He's just going around, whacking people. He's punched everybody in the platoon. They'd be like, yeah, we're going to put you on desk duty. You don't need to be in charge of people.
And you lock me in a fucking meat freezer, motherfucker, you better pray I freeze to death, because if I get out of there, someone's gonna go fucking bye-bye. That's the thing.
Who's locking you in a meat freezer?
No, that was in the movie. That was in the movie Under Siege, where Steven Seagal gets locked in the meat freezer.
Yeah, movies are great. I love them.
Oh yeah. Apparently, Steven Seagal was.
One thing that pisses me off about movies is that, like, the way they show people dying. Like, oh, you just slash their neck and they just fall down dead. Like, that's not how people die.
No.
It takes a lot of fucking time for a human body to transition from being alive to dead.
Yeah, I watched. This is going to be kind of gruesome, but I did watch those videos of the ISIS beheadings.
Yeah. Oh, so
And the jaws are still, like, the heads are crawling around because the jaws are still moving. You know what I'm saying?
well, I don't know. It's just the noises they make, man, because they're still breathing, even though their fucking vocal cords and larynx and everything has been cut. But that tube, the esophagus or whatever, is still breathing, and it makes an awful noise.
Yeah. And really what you did was you separated the oxygen flow and the blood flow, but the nervous system's still connected unless you take the whole head off.
Yeah.
And then you have that what do they call it? I can't think of the word, but like the heart and lungs, like they are internally built to keep going even if the brain stops.
Oh, yeah.
At least the amount of
They cut one guy's head off, and his you could see that his heart was still pumping the blood because it was just shooting out of the arteries of his neck that were exposed. And it was like, you could see every pump of the heart, and the blood would just go shooting out of it. But I don't know if I should be talking about this shit right now.
Well, what would you rather talk about, Highlander and going around chopping the mortals' heads off?
Oh, man, let's talk about U-boats or something.
Oh God, you in the fucking.
No, I think that's awesome. And connecting with movies, I love that movie U-571.
Yeah,
What's that? That sounds like a submarine movie.
it is. It's about a lost German U-boat.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like the Americans, I think had a problem, and they wound up taking over a German boat, and then they had to kind of translate all the controls so that way they could use it. They had to fix it, and to not be shot at by their own people, they had to disguise themselves as a fishing boat and then they had to work the decoder so that way they could communicate with the Allies. And it's got Matthew McConaughey. It's got a bunch of up and coming actors. Bon Jovi's in it.
I'll tell you, you're right. It's got Matthew McConaughey, Bill Paxton, Harvey Keitel, John Bon Jovi, Thomas Kretschmann, Jake Weber. Yeah, nobody else you would know. And
I think it might have. Does it have that guy that played Venom? I can't remember his name right now. The Venom Marvel guy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
It's not showing him.
Well, then maybe I'm misremembering. But it had a lot of young guys that really kind of blew up.
No, it's not showing Tom Hardy.
All right. I know Tom Hardy was in Black Hawk Down.
Well, I'm excited because this is the first I've heard of this movie. And if it's about a U-boat, like you said, I'll be totally into it.
Oh, it's a hell of a movie. It's right up there. It's intense. You know.
I'm into it already.
Flooding compartments where people can't get out, and they just gotta say, "Hey, we can't help you.
Yeah.
You're my buddy, but I can't help you."
Yeah, it's too late.
Can you imagine being in a submarine and being lost at the bottom of the ocean?
Can you imagine how you would feel when somebody closes the hatch on you when you know that you still had time to get out? And then you're dead, like, you know.
There's a lot of bodies and a lot of ships down at the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Well, it says in the like it says in the U-boat game, you know, half of the people that went on U-boats never came back.
No.
Half of all of them. And there's so many ways to die on a U-boat. Like my second mission, I got picked up by a British destroyer, and I couldn't shake him, even though I was at the bottom of the ocean. I couldn't shake the motherfucker. And then if I surfaced, I would have been destroyed. But if I didn't surface, all of my crew would die of asphyxiation. And that's pretty much what happened.
You know, to those that didn't make it, you will be immortalized on a wall. And to those that did, that feel bad about it, charge it to the game. That's about all you can do.
Well, look at Pearl Harbor. Those sailors that went down with the USS Arizona.
Yeah.
You know, I've been told this when I try to be sympathetic to the losses. You know, some normal person will pop out in the comment section and be like, "Well, you signed the contract," and it's like, well, you know what? In a way, you're right, because you wouldn't have been on that boat if you weren't in the service.
Right.
You'd have probably been on a beach that wasn't a target. But it doesn't make it any less sad to me.
I would love to go visit some of those Japanese islands with the World War II guns still, you know, like, oh my God, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, I love museums. I really do.
Well, I told you guys I want you to buy me an 88 millimeter deck gun from a U-boat, and I'm going to put it on top of my Honda Civic.
Why don't I just buy you a fucking AA gun and you can mount it into your front yard?
Well, I don't want to take out any planes. I just want to, you know, take out like a building or some ships or something, you know.
Wonder how
in Minecraft.
Allegedly. I just want to go duck hunting.
Right?
Yeah, with an 88 millimeter fucking cannon.
It's like me buying an F4 Phantom and fucking just saying, I'm just gonna use this just to fly around my city. The fuck you gonna fucking use an F4 Phantom for, man?
For squirrel hunting.
Oh yeah. couple sidewinders.
Yeah, my neighbor keeps parking 6 inches across my driveway.
Yeah.
I would love not me personally. I would never treat my neighbors that way. I think I have awesome neighbors,
If
but
I
I
had,
have seen some people do some petty things to their neighbors.
if I had the money, I'm not shitting you guys. If I had the money, I would buy a tank.
And do what with it?
Fucking drive that fucker into work every morning, man. Drive through the town. My local coffee shop's drive-through.
Doesn't it take more than one person to fucking operate a tank?
No, you can. No, one person drives, the other one mans the howitzer or
The howitzer.
One person can do everything as far as what I've seen, because driving is driving. But as soon as you want to utilize any other part of it, you have to stop driving. You have to leave the cockpit, and then you have to go man that apparatus, whether it be the squad weapon on top or the cannon or whatever. But you can only do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Because the driver of the tank is the driver. He is isolated.
But Derek wouldn't be using the cannon.
No,
going to work.
I would just be driving it to and from work or through my drive through at my local coffee shop. Can you imagine going cruising up to the drive through in a fucking tank?
Well, that's like saying, could you imagine if I had a giant hawk and I just flew into Dunkin' Donuts every morning on the back of the hawk? I mean, it's kind of fantastical, no?
There's actually a guy in England who has a YouTube channel. I forget his name, but he does have a tank, and he drives that thing everywhere.
Well, for like $1 million, you can buy a fucking submarine, a World War II submarine. They have them for sale. We looked it up the other day. I mean,
I think
you have to fix it
you're
up.
talking about Whistling Diesel. He got famous for destroying trucks. Like he would call it like it was almost like a pressure test. Like, hey, we're gonna see what this truck can take today. And he got so big and so famous that he wound up taking a brand new Ferrari SF90 and drove it through a field, and all the grass in the field got caught up in the intake and the brakes and everything, caught the shit on fire. And you're talking about a 300,000-400,000 at least car.
Oh boy.
And he burned it to the ground and then took the pieces, put them in jars, and sold them on his channel.
I still think of that when I seen on the news in the 90s, that San Diego tank rampage.
Oh yeah.
That guy was just fucking destroying everything in his path.
Yeah, and what were they gonna do? You shoot at the tank.
There's that story about, it's called Killdozer. This guy got upset because they violated his property by like kind of closing it in by selling around it.
Yeah.
And so he took his bulldozer and armored it and then just went on a rampage, just destroying everything he could find.
I think I remember that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, that dude Whistling Diesel, he built his own Killdozer to kind of prove a point that it can still be done. If you get fed up and you have the equipment, you just you just put plate steel on the side of it, and make sure you can see where you're going, and you just pick targets, and there's nothing they can do about it until you run out of gas or kill yourself.
Right. I used to play World of Tanks on online, and that was a fun game.
Yeah, the world is wild, and it will never stop being wild.
Well, my question is, well, why are we here? What the fuck are we? What is?
I'll tell you why you're here.
Why?
You're here. You are here to have an experience, and thankfully you are sharing it with others.
Well, you're right about one thing. I'm here to have an experience, that's for sure. But
Life is a wild ride, man.
to share it with others, maybe that's part of the experience, you know.
Well, it's almost like just like uh, you know, just like we get to talk to each other. Hey,
Yeah.
you've lived your life, and you're here now, and I've lived my life, and I'm here now,
Mhm.
and Canada's here now, and
Yeah.
he's lived his life, and there comes to be this uh, these, what do you call it, these commonalities.
Yeah, it's like a confluence of souls where we all come together and join as one, sort of, in our communication, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it comes into question sometimes, but I've lived my life as a male, and so have both of you. So
Well,
we have that in common. However, we didn't do it at the same time. We didn't do it at the same place, and we weren't doing the same thing.
no.
But when we come together here, you know, we can talk as men.
Yeah.
Um, we've worked. We didn't have the same professions across the board throughout our time, but we can bring everything that we brought, that we experienced, and
Yeah.
work is work, time is time, life is life, love is love, and however, it's only through your experience that I get to hear, and it's only through my experience that you get to hear,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Did you just yawn, you fucking motherfucker, you?
That's right. It's just so deep. No, I like deep stuff. I mean, I got to remember this shit. I really do. I'm gonna blow people's minds tomorrow.
Well, all I know is when you do DMT, there are no words. There are no words that you can use to explain it, right? And I think the same thing applies to life. Like if someone were to say to you when you're dead, well, what was it like? You know, what was it like being alive? You wouldn't be able to describe it because the only way you can experience it is by experiencing it. You know what I mean? There's no way of describing it. There's only knowing.
yeah, I've heard that in somebody was talking religion, and they said do you believe in God? And it was like, yes. And it was like, well, what do you think about your parents? It's like, well, I know my parents. And, the difference between knowing and believing is different,
Hmm.
because you got to meet your parents.
Right.
But believing in God means maybe one day you might, meet meet God. But as far as any book that's ever been written is like, when you meet God, uh, you won't have the chance to tell anybody about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can believe that tomorrow will come, but I definitely know today happened.
Well,
I
that's the
definitely did work today.
Charles Manson, the craziest motherfucker, right? He said something that's brilliant. He said, the only thing that's real is now. Meaning, the present moment. There is no past, there is no future. The only thing that exists, the only thing that's tangible and real is now. The
You
present.
know, Charlie Manson was fucked up, but he was intelligent. He really was.
He was. He was pretty smart. Hate to say it, but everybody wants to believe the opposite.
Well, someone once asked me, Derek, how do you know God exists? How do you know God is real? And I said, listen, the best way I can explain it to you is you don't know where the wind comes from, but you know it's there.
Yeah.
You know?
Hmm.
I know where the wind comes from.
From
It,
Derek's
it,
mouth, all the hot air that comes out of there.
it comes from Taco Bell and wait 4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
It comes from that blowhard Derek.
But fucking Charlie Manson, man, he was intelligent.
Also,
Well, it's like Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy said, if you want to stop people like me, don't burn Catcher in the Rye, burn Hustler. But
but then there was the other guy, Ted Kaczynski, and he was fucking smart as shit.
yeah,
The Unabomber, you know.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, I even just watched. I'm into the. I don't know if you guys understand like gun tubers.
Yeah.
YouTubers that talk about guns.
Mhm.
Hickok, I watch a lot of Hickok 45.
Oh yeah, I've seen him. And then there's the scientific side of it, whereas they compared like a pellet gun, like something that you got to pump and it shoots a pellet, and it's roughly the same size. It's a 22, but they compared the damage to a drink can from the pellet gun that you pump 6 times and then fire it versus what this guy created with 0 tools out in the wilderness, but he was firing 22 long rifle ammunition. And like the pellet gun, yeah, it'll pierce skin. But the apparatus that he created firing a 22 long rifle out of a pistol was good enough for hunting.
Nice.
Like it would actually kill something.
Yeah. Well, it's birdie medicine time, so I'll be right back.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking, just the idea of Independence Day. Like, I live in a neighborhood. It's in an HOA, a very cheap HOA, but somebody that sends you letters anyway. And my next door neighbor has done all his yard work himself. He has completely dug up all the soil, replaced the soil, because we're in like a red clay type of place. And he has done this every year, just making it better, making it better, making it better, making it beautiful. His yard almost looks like a tropical paradise. And my yard is whatever grows here, that's my yard. So I got a lot of clover and stuff like that. And I work, and I'm not about to punish myself because we've had 2 weeks of 90 plus, and it's like, yeah, I can do it, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait till it cools down. But then when it cools down, it's raining, and it's like I can't mow the lawn in the rain. And so it's the 4th of July. It's Independence Day. And I don't have somebody that's gonna come cut my grass for me. But I'm also not gonna have the prettiest lawn on the yard on the line ever, because I'm not going through all that shit.
Right.
And as I'm mowing my lawn, it's like, hey, my lawn's going to look like the best lawn that belongs here, rather than some imported, way too much work put into it type of shit. I respect my neighbor and I respect his lawn. It's beautiful. But what I have comes naturally. You know what I mean? There's no shame in my game, because regardless of what the HOA says about, hey, we're trying to protect property values, you need to do something with your lawn. Like, well, you guys didn't do shit except for paint a light pole and send me a bunch of paperwork. So how about this? This is what grows here. This is what it looks like when you cut it. And I did that on Independence Day. And I'm a little bit proud of it. I'm a little bit ashamed that I waited 2 weeks. But not so much, because it's other people that look at me and say, "Oh, look at their lawn. They don't take care of it." It's like, well, sometimes you got to let whatever it is grow, so that way it naturally seeds. I don't run out there with a seeder and walk back and forth hoping that this special type of grass grows. I just let the whatever it is grow until it produces seeds, and then I cut it down. And I got a pretty good looking lawn right now. So the whole world can kiss my motherfucking independent ass.
Right. Oh.
I love it.
Oh. Okay, I have to pour myself a glass of pop. I drink 2 liters every few days.
I got you.
That's a lot of sugar.
Do you drink regular or do you drink diet?
Fuck that diet shit.
Yeah, I say the same thing.
Fucking diet my ass.
I mean, I do drink light beer, but I stay away from aspartame. And even though most sodas have high fructose corn syrup in them, I would still rather have that than aspartame.
You drink Bud Light?
Coors Light.
Well, at least you're not a Bud fan.
But it's all beer to me. Like, I have friends that come over. I got a fridge in the garage, and they'll come over and we'll hang out, and they'll leave some leftovers. And, if you have three or 4 or 10 friends over, and everybody leaves 1 or 2, it's like, hey, that's a mixed bag 12-pack that I don't have to buy. It's like, hey, you left it, and you're not coming over for another month or so. Please don't expect your beer to be here when you come back again. Because I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna sit here and look at beer in my fridge and be like, oh, that's John's beer. Oh, that's Chris's beer. And be like, no, I am not gonna let you sit there and be a POW in my fridge. I'm gonna give you purpose real quick. But I don't know about you, but I had a good day.
Me too.
Good. I love the summertime. I'm about to go on vacation in about like 3 weeks.
Or where are you going?
There's a lake I'm pretty sure it's Virginia. It's called Smith Mountain Lake. It's a huge lake. It's got a dam, and we get a house on the water, and we used to go to Myrtle Beach, and I love the ocean. I'm more ocean than lake fan, but Myrtle Beach, outside of the ocean, it's like everything's a cartoon. Everything's a sales pitch. Everything's a this, that, or the other. Um, However, when we go up to the lake, um, I we are miles upon miles from anything, and I just walk like 30 feet, and I'm on the dock, and I can jump in the water in the middle of the night and not have to worry about anything. Just kind of set my mind free. But Smith Mountain Lake is it's a very beautiful place, very peaceful and serene.
Nice. I love lakes. I've always loved water.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a bit of a water freak.
Uh,
'Cause again, in Independence Day, I know it's about the nation and all that, but to me, it's big.
right?
Nobody's going to tell me what to do. Nobody's going to draw some rules and say, "Hey, the pool's closed."
Yeah.
It's like nobody's going to tell me I can't jump off this dock at 2 a.m. into water that I can't see into, and nobody can see me. I'm if I want to do it, I do it, and it's
Right.
very liberating.
It is actually. When I was a teenager, my friends and I would get stoned and swim.
Yeah, it's it's more, and that's where the independence comes in, because there's a whole lot of questions going into any kind of nature when you can't see.
Well, when we were younger, we had more independence than these kids today have.
Well, I think it's a learned thing, because the moment you take a chance and you go into the unknown, it's all on you, and
Right.
that is the very definition of independence. Because imagine if the United States had separated from Britain and couldn't protect itself and couldn't grow, it'd have been taken over very quickly. France, Spain, and anybody that challenged that startup. If we hadn't held our own and grown, we would not be what we are today. Sometimes you have to go into the unknown to really find out what you're worth.
True.
But when you come out the other side, you come out with lessons. Sometimes you come out with friends, new friends that you didn't even know existed. 'Cause there's been plenty of times, like I grew up at the ocean, and hey, I'm about to go jump into these waves, and about 30 feet into the water, you can't see shit. And they were like, hey, you do it if you want to. Now, when I came back, those guys were still my friends, but I knew what they were willing to do versus what I was willing to do. Because I was willing to do for myself the same thing I would carry on and be willing to do for them. But I wouldn't ever ask them to do something that they weren't willing to do. Because, It's kind of a control of trust, I guess. Like, hey, I'm about to go do this. I'm not going to ask you to come with me because I don't trust you because we're going into the darkness. You know what I mean? It's almost like a finding yourself.
Right. Zad, what are you eating?
I'm eating potato chips that are white cheddar and sour cream.
Oh my God, I feel bad for you. I have ketchup chips here.
You with the goddamn ketchup chips.
Fuck you, chew loud.
Huh?
You chew loud, man.
No, man. I got my mouth closed. The microphone's picking it up. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end this because I'm tired and I gotta do some shit still.
All right, old man.
Yeah, I know. I am old.
Thank you for having me up again.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming.
It's always a pleasure, my dude.
Yeah, you too, man. And thank you, Untrackable.
Yeah, always good to see you guys. And
Bull.
if you get a chance to go outside and see things exploding in the air, just smile.
I'm gonna hear it all night. I'm gonna be hearing it all.
I want to see a mushroom cloud. I really fucking do. I want to see.
All right, guys.
Good
Take
night.
care.
All right, bye.